which is calm. It's got a UK voice, but it goes all over the world. And if you Google calm, you'll be able to connect with people and ask that question, because I do know that social workers are engaged in these action research processes, people from health, education, police, also community-based researchers. So you'll get a great sense. If you go into some of these resources, should I just show the?
Yeah.
Okay. If you go into the actionresearch.net, and on the right-hand side, you can just go down until you get to these living theory posters.
Okay.
And you'll see each of these. For example, the Irish group there, you can click on, you can get all the details. For example, Bernie Sullivan, that was Marion Glenn.
That was Marion Glenn that was speaking on top right.
Right, okay.
So you can get into Marion Glenn's details. She's a member of these, you click on these, it comes back into the various groups that Marion is in. Okay, so each one of those is like that. So we can go back to the home page, you can click on, for example, the Mongolian Action Research Network. We didn't even know that a network existed in Mongolia until last year. They've actually submitted their living posters, they've updated it 2 weeks ago, so you get a sense about what it is that they're actually doing. But each one of these, as I say, is a very different community. You've got the Skype Living Theory Research Group, the Blue Water Group, that is the group that Jackie has helped to support. You have there Kathy Griffith, and also you have Crystal Dam, and you've got all their details. If you click on any of these, it comes up with their stories that we've been encouraging you to actually produce. So they've gone through the action inquiry cycles, they've gathered data, they've justified their educational influence with others. But you'll be able to get into those resources freely and just have a look at what is going on in the world. Which one? Yes, Robin is a health visitor. And Robin often comes into, there she is, Robin Pound. She's a health visitor. You can click into that, you can get access into her doctorate, what she's doing with parents, young babies, bringing in a notion of what she called alongsidedness, a particular quality of relationship, into her doctorate. But I didn't want to put you off, but the people that you saw today, like Swaroop, she got her doctorate through studying what she was doing in India. And she's just recently influenced curriculum for the national policy in terms of Indian primary education. And it's a treat for us just to see the influence, the spreading influence of these things, which are being spread through these living posters. But do please connect. And if you've got a problem, my email is on my webpage at the bottom. And you're more than welcome just to connect with me, to actually email. It's on there. Jack White, Business Presser, jack@actionresearch.net. So that is if you go into the actionresearch.net webpage. And I'll just show you these because a lot of people don't believe that you can get your doctorates through these kinds of studies. Now, yeah, so you can actually get, yeah, with the masters as well. So you've got a large number of master's units, including dissertations, with these kind of questions. How can I use my interpretation? Do you see, so the I, how do I develop my own personal views? Joy Mountain, how can I work with the government's perspectives on gifted and talent but still remain true to my own living values? And you've got here examples with the 10-year-old children, 6-year-olds, 17-year-olds, who are all undertaking action research programs themselves and actually bringing their accounts into the validation groups of peers to share them. So I do hope you can see you can access these resources freely, and you can download anything. But as I say, you've got the masters, you've got the doctorates, and then on the right-hand side, I'll just mention this last one, which is you can go into the Educational Journal of Living Theories. And that's, if you go into actionresearch.net, these are the keynotes I gave yesterday, but you can go down the right-hand side here and get into, and you could submit your own papers in terms of the Educational Journal of Living Theories.
So one thing that Jack didn't mention yesterday